going on, everybody in Grind World? Listen, I am excited. I am, first off, incredibly happy to be with everybody on this 4th of July, this Independence Day holiday. Good morning to some, good afternoon to some of you listening in late. Listen, this whole holiday, this theme, it just kind of makes me think about really how blessed we are to live in the country that we live in, to get to live the lives that we do as agents, as salespeople, as human beings, right? And I think about what Independence Day really means, right? And obviously, we know there's a lot of scenery behind getting to an Independence Day and what that looks like. We know that there's a lot of history behind what that really looks like. But I guess the root, right, or the focus that we try to focus on as a people is what independence really means, right? What's that word? Some people call it freedom, right? And for us as Americans, freedom is a big term that we kind of use, that we talk about, that we really gloat on, we brag about. But what does it really mean? And how can I have more of it, right? And so today I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit around this theme of freedom, right? Now I believe this business, this opportunity, that we all came into the door for freedom, right? Financial freedom, freedom from how much time we actually spent chained to doing our jobs and feeling like, man, there's got to be more to life than this, right? And so there's a few takeaways, a few things that I kind of want to talk about, I want to touch on, and I think it's going to be helpful. I think it's going to move you. I think it's going to take you to the next level. Do me a favor. Listen, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, share this video, right? Hit that like button. Make sure you get that bell up there so you can get all the alerts, all the notices whenever we're having new stuff drop. Definitely want you to be tuned into it. Listen, freedom, the first thing that I want to kind of bring it to is freedom isn't free, right? Freedom was never free. The part of the reason why we celebrate this type of holiday is because we understand that there are some casualties to our freedom. There's some costs that was paid to our freedom. Some people paid the ultimate cost, really gave it all, put everything on the line and said, you know what? We're going to be a free people and we're not going to be ruled by anybody else, that we're going to be able to control our own destiny, right? And I believe that we have to get into a place as people and that we have to say, hey, it's up to me, right? This isn't about anybody else or what anybody else has said about me or to me or what I can be. Listen, I know that this is about me having control over my own destiny, over my own future, over my own vision, right? I want to make sure that if anybody's making those decisions about my life, that it's me, that I'm the one that's putting myself in the driver's seat. There will be a cost. Right? Every single time when I say I want freedom, it's going to cost me something. I'm going to have to give up something. I'm going to have to risk something in order to be free. What is it that you're going to have to give up in order to have this sense of financial security, this sense of freedom? Some people, that's TV, right? Some people, that's going out and doing my favorite hobby. Sometimes it's hanging out with the people that I really want to hang out with this week. Sometimes it's skipping out on the barbecue for the 4th of July because I need to be getting my week prepped up. Whatever that is, you have to be willing to pay that cost, right? I have to look at it as who's this thing about, right? If it's about me, then I'm less likely to get it accomplished. But it's got to come from a place where, man, this has got to be about my family, right? This has got to be about the legacy that I live. I know for myself, I refuse to leave this earth and say, hey, we left this earth the same. The lineage was the same. It was like, why was he even here, right? I know that it's up to me to be able to get it done. And in order for me to get through these tough times, because it's going to get tough, just because I say that I want to be free doesn't mean that things are going to be given to me. Freedom is always taken, never given. And so if I understand that, I know it's going to be a fight, right? I know it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle through and through. And there's got to be something that keeps me committed to my dream. There's got to be something that keeps me hanging on to my dream, right? For me, that I help common people live uncommon lives. That's the thing that helps me. I know that if I don't fight for my own freedom, if I don't fight to live an uncommon life, right, to be above average, then I can't help other people do that. It's got to be bigger than us. We must exercise our freedom. That's point number 2. We've got it. Listen, freedom is one of those things that we can be free. We can be an American and be a free people and not exercise those freedoms. We could literally sit back and still be incarcerated in our own minds and putting everything else. Oh man, this person, I just couldn't get my goal done because this thing happened, right? Because this person got sick and I had to take time off because listen, that's a trap in your own mind that's keeping you in this place that you've been stuck in for forever. There's always excuses. Listen, one of my most hated things to do is cut my grass. I've not cut grass in 4 years, but the first time it's dial time. Listen, let me tell you, the grass starts to get on the first thing on my mind. Now it's like, man, how can I go cut grass? I really need to get this grass because I really need to do housework. I don't do housework. I really need to do housework. A lot of times that our mind can keep us trapped in a place because breaking free ain't comfortable. Breaking free is kind of scary, right? But I have to get to this place that I know that if I'm going to get free, it's up to me, right? That I'm not going to be able to wait on anybody else. I'm not going to be able to take any other excuse. I don't care what comes up in my day. I still got to do the things that it takes to get me free. I still got to go out and make phone calls. I still got to knock on doors, right? I still got to reach out to people and build my business. I still need to be busy doing those things that are going to get me to on that path of freedom. Listen, freedom, the third point, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. For myself, one of the hardest things is for me growing up and thinking about where I wanted to be, what I wanted to do with my life, is thinking that I could access some of the things that I've seen other people live out, right? Thinking that me too, that kind of life I could live as well. So many times we all have our own sense of insecurities, right? Those things that hold us back. I'm not enough, right? I'm not good enough. I don't come from the right background. My parents didn't have money. My parents didn't stay together. Whatever those things are that we thought that left us to the point that we weren't enough, right? We couldn't possibly access the same type of freedom that everybody else had. Well, I want you to know you are enough. I want you to know that every single time that you get those thoughts that come in, that the only way that we cancel out those thoughts is that we say an affirmation, that we tell ourselves those things that are really true about ourselves, and we admit that the lie that I'm not enough is just that. It's a lie, right? We have to reaffirm ourselves that, hey, I am enough. I am righteous. I am ready, right? I am able. Listen, if there's freedom, there's got to be proof. That's the last point. If there's freedom, there's got to be proof. I woke up this morning, there was proof of my freedom. I got to get out of bed, didn't have to ask anybody any questions, didn't have to make any phone calls, didn't have to pay taxes to Britain, didn't have to do none of that, right? There was proof that there was freedom. When there's freedom, there is proof. Other people are impacted by what you do today to get free, right? Free people, we understand that free people free people. I can't get free, right? If I can get free, I can free some other people. If I can't get free, I can't free other people. And so freedom leaves proof. Where's the proof, right? And so if you're in a place where you're like, man, I feel like I'm as free as I've ever been, where's the proof, right? And if you are at that place, I challenge you. Go out and free some other people. Go out and teach other people how you got free. That's the only way that freedom is going to continue and for generations and generations. I heard it said, I can't remember where, weak times, right? Create tough people, right? Tough people create good times, right? Good times create weak people. And so it's a cycle that revolves. And if we understand that, I understand I've got to do my part, right? I've got to do my part to make sure that we don't create weak times for the next people, but that we continue to push and drive the needle forward on this freedom, that I break myself free, I get free financial, and I free other people. Listen, if you will make an intention on living out, on practicing, exercising your freedom and helping other people to get free, like Zig Ziglar said, if I help other people get what they want, I'm going to have everything there is that I want. Listen, with that being said, happy 4th of July to you all. We will see you next week right back here on Grind Time, baby.